Taurus. Welcome, Taurus. Madame will see you now. So, Taurus, what's gonna happen is we're gonna have a reading for mid-June, but honestly, anytime you stumble upon this video, and this will be a reading where I will be showing you some pictures and saying some words, and these pictures and words will be made into stories by each one of us in our own way, because I can tell all the stories I will and want, but you will interpret them the way you like. This being said, please bear in mind that it is physically not possible for a piece of paper to predict future. It is scientifically proven that it doesn't work like that. What does work though, it can make impression on your imagination. It may start your thinking, and this in turn will shape your reality, because you are the only one who can shape your reality. So when you see here something that is either familiar or not familiar to you, but you would like to have in your life, what you do is you say, I want it to be my story. It is my story, and then it becomes your story. If there is something familiar or unfamiliar to you in these cards that you don't want to have in your life, all you need to do is completely forget about it, or do the best to forget about it, and then it won't be part of your story. This is how it works. Make sure it's your story you want it to be part of. It's only about you and nobody else. If you want to say thank you for the reading, there's the like button. You can like the video, you can subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, you can recommend it, share the link. You can buy me coffee, there's a link in the description and in my profile. You can also, if you don't feel like any of these, you can just do something nice in the world around you. Make people smile, be good to people, be nice, that's enough. If you feel like you have a bad day, like you don't feel like anything, so you can just hit the dislike button and let everything out that bothers you. It's healthy, don't restrict yourself from this. Alright, Taurus, let us see what we have in store for you this time in terms of stories. We have the Five of Swords, we have the we have the Three of Cups in the reverse, we have the Ace of Wands, we have the Moth in the reverse, we have the Labyrinth and the Mice. I see here disagreements with people about solving something. It might be that you and your friends were making plans for a holiday, something like that, and you don't agree where to go. I see here an idea and a counter idea. I see here unclarity and minor differences and problems. Nothing serious, but I think it already happened or about to happen, and then you will be faced with the consequences. So say it is a situation with friends and going on holiday, and you had this disagreement with them, and now you'll have to somehow fix it again. It might be a work situation, it might be a relationship situation, difference of opinions, you being keen on your idea to be implemented, somebody else not seeing it, and now you have to live with the consequences. We have the Emperor in the reverse, we have the Hermit in the reverse, we have the Ace of Cups in the reverse, we have the Whale in the reverse, we have the Storks in the upright, and the Bridges in the reverse. The there is a conflict that needs to be addressed, because it is weighing on you, it is hindering your progress, it is emotionally eating on you, and you are not the master of the situation. It's not for you to not to address it. You have people around. You can't be the only one who decides about something in this situation. I don't know if it's related or not. I just see here that there's a disagreement about something with somebody, with the bridges in the reverse and the stars in the upright, meaning progress, meaning moving forward, meaning plan changes. But the well in the reverse is also not getting where it should go. Ace of Cups in the reverse, emotional blockages, emotional lacking. Hermit in the reverse, you're not alone there. Emperor in the reverse, it's not your party to decide. So I think you're being led towards a compromise, or making up with somebody, or to somebody, or just addressing the situation that you would rather forget, but you have to address it. We have the Death in the reverse. We have the Hierophant in the reverse. We have the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. We have the Tiger in the upright, the Fish in the upright, and the Book in the upright. You know what to do. You know that it will be good when you do it. You have everything, and people will be ready when you approach them. But out of... you don't want to invest anything in this situation. You don't feel like you owe anybody anything, and you don't want to change anything, so you're not doing it. It might not be about you, it might be about somebody else who's supposed to do something where they are the perfect person to do it, but they're not doing it because they can't be bothered. So yeah, it might be all one and the same story where you got into disagreement with somebody and now the connection is broken, and one of the people has the perfect means to solve it, to fix it, but they don't do it because they don't care. They don't want to... I mean, they do care, but they won't be the one to solve it. We have the Strength in the upright, the Magician in the upright. We have the Seven of Wands in the reverse. We have the Octopus in the upright. We have the Heart in the upright and the Star in the reverse. Someone comes in and saves the day. And it's very heartfelt, saving the day. It might be you having change of heart after all. And with Compass in the reverse and the Heart in the upright, it might be a change of heart. It might be somebody else, somebody resourceful, somebody creative. It might be somebody else who doesn't have the means or the starting point as advantageous as this other person, but they still go and do it, and while doing it they discover their own strength, they discover or power, they discover new talents. They're not afraid to get hurt in the process. Funnily enough, you might be dealing with a Leo here, because I had a similar piece of story for Leo previously, who are this person doing something. So a Leo might be involved where somebody is stalling and not doing anything, and Leo is just going and, doing it. So we have the Two of Swords in the upright, the King of Cups in the upright, the Hermit in the upright, the Nightingale, the Child in the upright, and the Letter in the reverse. Okay, it's been rather, I've been giggling about stuff. It might be because it had this levity. The situation wasn't about something, it wasn't anything serious. I mean, you can make it serious by giving it a dark emotional shape if you want while going through it, although I don't know why. Now when I'm looking at these cards, it looks to me that somebody needs to be alone and clearly communicates it, and clearly communicates that they decide, that they choose not to deal with somebody. It's very funny because I see a King of Cups here. Is it Cups? Yes, it's Cups. And a child, because child is about acting childish and your inner child. And the King of Cups has been the master of your emotions. So it might be about a person who decides to, well, maybe being alone and not having to deal with these people after all is a good idea. Because I see here a very clear communication with the Nightingale. It's throat chakra if you are into throat chakras, and it's upright, so it's definitely very good, very clear communication about what a person needs or wants. And the Hermit is somebody looking inwards. So with the King of Cups, and it's communicating about going into hermit mode to do with your emotions, and with child and the letter in the reverse, because letter in the reverse is the reverse of communication. It's not communicating. So basically it's communication about not communicating in order to heal your inner child, and it is a decision that you make consciously, even though I wanted to say with both eyes open, even though in the classic depiction of Two of Swords it is a person with their eyes bound, with a bind over their eyes. So but here I see that it is a well thought through decision, or at least heartfelt. We have the Six of Pentacles in the upright, and we have the Ten of Cups in the upright. We have the Magician in the upright, the Earthworm in the upright, the Magnifying Glass in the upright, and the Snake in the upright. Somebody might be jealous of you and keeping a very close eye on you, especially in the times where everything's going well for you. Because I see here, well, a snake, a false person, and magnifying glass, the details. And here I see everything in balance. Here I see emotional fulfillment, happiness, family happiness, if it applies, just emotional happiness, happiness in life, fulfillment. You can play with these words as long as you want to describe it. I see the Magician, a person who is in control of the elements, and I see the Earthworm, which means a very creative, amazing person. But with these two cards of Snake and Magnifying Glass, I mean, well, for you, I mean, it's great that you're doing great, but please be aware that whenever you're doing great, there is somebody watching closely. You might be watching closely somebody who's doing great too, so take it however it applies. I have the King of Cups in the reverse, we have the Seven of Wands in the upright, We have the Two of Discs in the upright, or Two of Pentacles. We have the Snake in the reverse. We have the Compass in the upright and the Choice in the upright. It might not look like this, but you're doing the right thing. You're making the right choice. So whatever decision you make, even if at the beginning it doesn't look like it is right, if you feel like you can't really get a grip on the situation, if you have to defend it, if it doesn't sit well with you, you still did the right decision. Still made the right decision or did the right thing. To summarize it, Taurus, it's a little bit of up and down here. I'm not really sure who you are in all these stories. So I will summarize it so that you can look at it from both perspectives for yourself to decide who's who here. So here we see a situation where people disagree about something and now have to deal with consequences. And one person can solve this situation, even though, because the situation is emotionally weighing on these people. And one of the people can solve it, they know how, then they have maybe the authority, they have the knowledge and everything, but they don't want to. They don't feel like they must, like, why me? And there's another person who is not really well equipped for solving the situation, but they just go in and do it and come out of it stronger and wiser. We have somebody clearly communicated that they want to distance themselves from people, situation, things, to work on their emotional balance, on the healing their inner child, working on themselves. So I see here clear communication about it. I see here somebody closely watching somebody else who's doing very well. And I see here a situation where somebody makes a decision, which is a right decision by all means, but at the beginning is rather shaky. I will throw in a couple of Angel Answers cards for some details on timelines, maybe situations, advices, I don't know, whatever comes out. It is in the near future, yeah, so this is either already happening or could happen rather soon. I always say will. It doesn't mean like I see it happening. It's just the grammatical structure to indicate that it is a possibility in future. It might happen, okay? Romance, okay. It might also be a romantic situation here. This also might be why this emotional weighing on somebody is there. So you might have a disagreement, or somebody might have a disagreement with their romantic partner and doesn't feel like they want to make the first step towards reconciliation. And the other one is trying to save it. And big happy changes, yes, I see it here clearly. Somebody is doing very well, which is causing some other people to be jealous, and making the right choice, doing the right thing here is also for the best, even though the beginning might be a little bit shaky and jumpy and bumpy. Alright, so Taurus, you have a very interesting mid-June here ahead of you, if you choose to pick any of these things. And guess what? Madame will see you again.